essere Simone Cristi. Vorrei essere Simone Cristi. Occhio malocchio, prezzemolo finocchio.
I'm sitting here with Marty Casey, who is the publisher of Salute magazine that celebrates the Italian-American heritage, especially in Northern California and in North Beach, California. And we've been talking a lot about the Italian-American community and what you do through Salute. But I want to ask you a question. How did you get into this? And what were you doing before you were doing Salute? You're Irish, I'm German. Neither of us are pizza guys, from birth. But how did you get into writing about the Italian-American community?
Well, it's a very unusual segue, but I started out owning a beef jerky business.
Beef jerky, all right.
So basically we started a beef jerky business, and we ended up, my motto for that was, if you saw the movie Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, yeah. What you mean, if you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
If you build it, they will come, right?
Yep, that was our motto, but we tweaked it for the beef jerky business. And we came up with t-shirts that said, if you jerk it, they will come, because there is no truer statement.
I'll bet you sold more t-shirts than anything.
We did.
Yeah,
we sold lots of t-shirts.
Yeah, that's a great slogan. Yeah.
And yeah, it's very catchy, and it worked, and we sold more t-shirts than we sold jerky. So we became famous that way.
So after t-shirts and jerky, then you got the idea to go into publishing. And
Salute magazine is a community magazine that started in September of '07. And we are bi-monthly published. And it's all about the Italian community, whether it is politics, language lessons, crossword puzzle. We try to hit everyone in the community, whether you're a child or you're
the Italian-American
community.
And in any particular region of the country?
Well, we have such a treasure chest right here in North Beach, and we're from Sacramento area. So we started here, and we've got more than we can handle right now.
So this is all about the Northern California, and particularly North Beach.
Yep.
This is like the heart of it all right here.
It really is. It's the heart in Northern California of the Italian community. And you get, as we're sitting here in Tony Gimignani's place, you're getting the traditional, the real Italian stuff, as opposed to a chain of a Pizza Hut or something like that. The little places that you go to in North Beach, you're going to get what I believe the world is coming back to, which is, we were talking about earlier, the traditional, simple, easy way of doing things. You don't have to make it very spectacular and 50 different toppings on a pizza, as we just had. There was 3 toppings on there, and it was, you taste every little simple ingredient.
The traditional life and that kind of innate Italian understanding that quality over quantity, simple can be great balance. So the magazine celebrates those kinds of
We
verses.
do, and we try to emulate what the Italians are about when it comes to balance. We can't. It can't be all food and wine. It can't be all this. It can't be all one thing. It's
nice
a
little wedding on the cover here.
Yeah, that was our photo contest for 2008. A woman was actually touring Rome, and she was on a bus, and she saw this woman getting her photo taken at the Colosseum, and she stopped the bus driver. She's like, "I've got to get that shot," and she won our contest that year.
Wow. And you featured Tony Gimignani in one of your issues.
We certainly did. We featured him in a lot of this before he was even open here, and we talked about his World Championship pizza team and all the awards that he's won and everything. And he's just bringing it all back home with the restaurant here. And I think what's driving this whole thing, I believe, and is a huge factor, is the economy. You have to go back to what worked. You have to go back to the simple things instead of all this fanciness. I mean, these people came over here, the Italians came over here, and they scrapped a boat together and they went out and caught fish for a living. And that's how they made their living. Or they threw a pizza in the oven and tried to sell it on the street corners. If you go down here, you'll see rows of crabs, and people, they just pull it out of the water and put it on the street to sell. And it's the simple things, and they're the ones that are still here. They're the people that keep it simple and do the traditional ways. It's a cliche, but tried and true. They've tried it, and it works. And over the years, when we had the excesses of the world, people went out there and wanted to make everything bigger and better. And now I think with the way the economy is, everybody's going back to the simple things and going back, like you said, a renaissance of recapturing what worked and what made us all feel good.
And it's interesting because you and I are talking about, I mean, I've got a German-American background. You're Irish-American background. Neither of us are Italian.
Nope.
But we get this and we see it because it's true both for the immigrant cultures that we came from as well, that same notion. And maybe it's preserved more in the Italian-American neighborhoods like North Beach. But we came out of that same kind of heritage where simple was good. And we're seeing it, I'm seeing it in my own heritage background in this country. The simple German thing, the German breads are coming back in a big way.
And that's how you got your start. Is that with breads? Did you start with
bread
breads?
Is sort of where I kind of got into this whole artisanship, and everybody's yearning for those same breads from childhood. We yearn for things that either we can have or that we remember, you know, deep in our memory. And I think that these kind of foods, like a great pizza, brings back that sense of connection.
And not mass-produced. I mean, you sit there, you're talking about the breads of Germany, and you know, you walk the streets, and they're making their own dough right there in the shop, and it goes from their back of their shop to the front of their shop. It isn't going across the United States to get to a bakery in Virginia. It's, you know, it's your local community bake store or pizza shop that's going to get you, I believe, the best instead of the mass-produced.
Well, and you get to do it through this magazine and tell these stories about
share the
people.
Stories of the history of. There's so many stories to tell in the Italian American community, and no one's really telling them. So we kind of picked up the ball and said, we'll tell them.
SaluteItalianMagazine.com.
And you can pop in on it and check out Tony's ads and everything that we do in the community here.
Wow, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Ma io al rap non ci credo, no, io al rap non credo, di sotto chi potrei accettare, ma forse con reggae potrebbe anche andare.